What's going on, everybody? Today I'm watching the video today about the Jewish community and everything the community that and is a and hate crime. When you're talking about hate crime, and we talk about those things, but we understand that. And I had to tell the civil rights. What about God, children? What about America? What about us? And the thing is, American businesses got hate crime against their own children and their own God. And that's with disability and other Americans that's not getting treated fair in the American businesses or racism. I have a lot of experience in this world. I've been working since 14, 15, and I've been at a lot of jobs. In Walmart, it was the main racist situation that I had to deal with. And that's our own black people doing that to us with hatred and like, and we talking about hatred. We talking about that. I just wrote a long letter with the civil rights against the state of California, and speak how I feel about it. He has something to say about it, and I got to do it for the state of Texas. But, we ain't getting treated fairly. Hate crimes have been on disability in the business. And Walmart is the number one company that got the problem. And we have to understand that. Walmart, Kroger's, all of these other companies is the number one company that has the problem at this moment. Either we can deal with it or address it, or we can be like, I'm doing good, how are you? I'm serious. I'm serious. It's just the way things is. People not going to allow me to talk, guys. We got to watch out for some of that because people are not going to allow me to talk and just speak my mind about the situation. And they know I'm speaking the truth. Don't matter what difficult things you had in life, and the thing is, we talk about terrorism, but our own Americans is not showing an example. You got to lead by example. Gang members and everybody got to lead by example. If you want a better change for the world, you got to lead by example. And some of that's not happening. You can't make other people change and stop terrorism if America's not doing it. Look what happened to me, terrorism. You know what I'm saying? Look what happened to those things and how we are doing things. So we get to a point where we're not leading by example because look at the hatred that we show and not the love that we get. Look at those things. And sometimes we can't point fingers, and it's going on in our own country with our own Americans doing it to us, terrorizing us and saying racist name towards us. And it's getting like that. And BG says something they're trying to use him to change. No, that's not what that is. You know what I'm saying? That's not what that is. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, hey, how you doing? I'm sorry if I can't do the topic. I'm scared because we won't have the conversation that we want, and I think people just go off about it. And this is where it's going on. You know what I'm saying? I had experienced black and white and racism. I have experienced that. And then my social security taunting and treating us bad. That's neglect and abuse of God children. Which way you want to do these things when God children ain't treating God children right? And we point fingers. If we want, let me tell you something. If we want the terrorist generation to stop doing what they're doing, we gotta lead by example. And they watch YouTube every day. They watch shit every day. What example that we show? Because that's not that God said we can't be a hypocrite about the certain things that we do, and we are doing it with gangs, and people are terrorizing us and not stopping us from having a voice. And this is just the opinion. I had an evaluation done. I was at my school. I think it was my first or second year I was at my school in Newman Smith High School. And they asked me most of my thing is you more good with your hands. They say I'm more good at my hands. Then we talked about what was going on in the world. They said you can't control. Then they asked about my relationship. And I was dating this girl named Dolores. She asked about my relationship. Do you believe that you think you're supposed to be with somebody in this evaluation at Newman Smith High School in Carrollton, Texas? So the thing is, I believe it because they wanted to live in the moment. I wanted to plan in the moment. Those are the things that we understand when you're 14, 15, you got a job, you're going to. They want to just live in the moment. But God said, let's plant our foot and do the things that we need to do to get where we need to get. And I always had that mindset when I was 14, 15. My teacher, Miss Chastity at Newman Smith, she always knew. Miss Lennon, everybody always knew I was going to be, even if people wasn't in our class and then other classes, hanging out with regular people. And she always knew that I was just different from everybody else. You know, the mentality to do things different. And I see what my friend, one of my classmates, Steve, he was in a coma, and then he's back in jail after he got out of coma for a month, a year. He was in that for a long time, and I see how far I have came through my other class, and nobody else can go through the program but me. But I was so happy that when Miss Chastity, Miss what that is. Miss Gulo from thing and my other teacher sat in there and they was like, Hubert, maybe you can go get your acting career. And that was the best decision and to go to that school and that helped me advance. And if it won't be for that, a lot of things have taken place because what we do at Newman Smith, I worked it at 14 and 15. We go to classrooms, we go to nursing homes, we go to places in Dallas, Texas at Miss Chastity class. And sometimes we go to the malls, we go talk to people, go buy stuff in the mall, and we have to be the one that talk to people. I'm gonna tell you number one thing, always what my teacher, Miss Chastity, told me. Either I'm there or I'm not there. Either if I'm out of school or not, I can always call. But you know why the one of the reason why she told me that? And she probably don't remember these things. Because if you're gonna call for me to ask to come up there and I just chill and do a little work when you're out of school, and she's still welcome me in there. I'm still welcome in there. Miss Chastity and Miss Lynn never denied me of coming back. The last time I was in there in 2011, that's the last time I stepped there on my own while I was out of school. But the thing is, I would call up there, and that's see if you can still talk and communicate. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can't communicate for yourself, how can you understand that? So Miss Chastity made it very clear, like, all right, I want you to call. When you call up here, I want you to call up here for me. Call up here and this and that, and then you come up and tell me before you come up. A lady had an attitude the last time. She had a little attitude the last time this would happen. She had a little attitude. The phone person knew Miss Smith. She had a little attitude. But that's not the difference because if I call that action for her, we're knowing how to talk, stand up for each other, and talk for yourself and what you need. So yeah, if we was in the mall and doing everything, my name, yes, we can. Me being in some special ed education and just doing that, we would go to the malls and I would buy my favorite Wayne CD, my 500 degrees. I buy it 2 or 3 times if I lose it. And those things, and I had to tell my friend Billy, Billy's sister, that we used to go to colleges in Brookhaven, North Lake, while we was in school. And I used to go chill out at the Carrollton Elementary and bring my game over there by Perry. Those things, I got a certificate over 1,000 hours worth of certificate. I'm still trying to get my mom to find it. We got Miss Chastity, got Miss Lynn. Yeah, that's what the community, the Carrollton, Texas, state of Carrollton gave me. Because Carrollton is right across the street from Carrollton, Texas, right across the street. The Carrollton Police is right across the street from Newman Smith. It ain't nothing to get that award from Carrollton, Texas. Like the police station is right across the street from Norman Smith in Carrollton, Texas. So it ain't nothing to get the approved by the city. They did this work. They went to these jobs, and they write off. And what our teachers, they get the thing to write off that they've been at. We go to thrift stores and places like that, nursing home, And Brookhaven, I told my mama used to work at Baylor Scott Hospital over there. And they used to always ask how he was doing, how he was doing. When he's going down, I see him always going at Brookhaven when he get off the bus with his class. Even at Newman Smith or Mary Grant, he get off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. So I got a certificate, and I'm at the show. It's 1,000. My mama gotta find it, but it this it just us. You know, it just us having fun and connecting with each other. Some people don't want us. I'm gonna tell you the main thing I had to learn. Like people don't want change and people don't want those things, but they want to speak bad on you and do all of that because they throw stones and they throw their perspective on you. They throw their life on you. And that's not, one thing I worked at U-Haul and I hear Brady talking about, oh, if he can't do it, that's on you. You stop trying to cast stones on me. I don't know what I can do if you ain't willing to teach and guide. So when we actually this being in a situation of what that is, you know what I'm saying? I say one thing what I said to myself yesterday, I put on my Facebook, let's close old doors. Let's close those doors before we can open new doors. And I never had a false person of myself, but Walmart and American businesses had a false person of themselves. A girl gonna tell me, "Oh, you live in a false version of yourself." No, I never lived a false version of myself. That was never was the case. I never had a false version. Businesses had a false versions of themselves, of how they wanted to project their life on people and ability. Now I met the CEO of U-Haul one time, and in Addison, Texas, he saw me just communicating with the Bud Light girls and that comes to Addison every time. We used to always they give me little things. I helped them out, the Miller Light girls and the Bud Light girls, and we always having that conversation every time we get to U-Haul. I would get, Huber, can you help me with this? Can you? It was always that with the Miller Light girl. Even the customers come up in there. So me and the Miller Light girls always had that conversation every time I worked at U-Haul in Addison. And this is the truth, guys. So we just loved the conversation when we had, and he saw that. He saw that. But I don't want people to throw stones, man. I don't want people to throw stones. And I had to when I was working at the Walmart, Walmart over there, and I had before I went to the second Walmart, I had an interview at Kroger's, and it was to be not let me tell you what this is. It's on Marsh and Frankfurt, and it was to be a deli because I really wanted to learn the deli, and I didn't get that job because of racism of my handwriting, and the guy judged me. And let me tell you how that went on. He come in 2996 that I work at, and he come intimidate me with racism. So it's good like that. Oh, you see me in the deli, you see me, and it's the manager from Kroger's. These people coming at my job that I work at, and the racism. And I had to tell him I had to get the Justice Department, and he's staring at me. Now I'm on YouTube. I got everybody. I'm talking to y'all on my social media right now, and I'm talking to y'all on here. But I had to write the Justice Department, about the Kroger's industry. So when we dealing with racism and a person look at, I say, hold up, you didn't even want to give me, you look down on me and judge me with racism. But if you see me in the deli and I'm passing wings, he stared at me with intimidation and racism. So I'm like, all right, you come in a business that I work at and do all of that, and you feel some type of way. Because I had an interview. Look, before I got on at back on at the second Walmart, I had an interview at Kroger's. I got the job, but I didn't like the way he acted towards me and lied to me. And he was going to lie to me like Charles did at Walmart with racism. I said, all right, he had already saw how me in an interview, I'm seeing how he act. in an interview. I'm seeing how this guy acts in an interview. So, and he looking down, did he change his mind of my hand? No, we ain't gonna play this game. Because if I want to something in that position, I have the right to choose that position. If I want it, I have the right to choose it. If I want to learn, that's that. If I want to learn, I have the right to choose that. Yeah, it should not be nobody observing and telling me straight up and lying to me, man. I was like, man, we got one of those racist Charles moments and black people moments. I said, I couldn't stand with it, man. I didn't even call back the next day, and I passed the drug test and everything. I got my shirt, I got everything. But the behavior, man, him rolling his eyes and did what he did in that interview, it made me not want to be down with that situation anymore. I say no. And one of the friends I work with at 1216, car pusher, I was talking to him, and he worked at Kroger's, and he do music, and he do music in Dallas, and he do music. He's a rapper, and those things of where we are from and the things that we do, but we can't allow people to do what they want to do and understand those things. All of a sudden, all right, I put in for this position, and all of a sudden you don't know your behavior, more of your actions. And let me tell you, your behavior, more of your actions is talking, and it make me not want to be a like, man, you can't just go off a person handwriting and not observing your behavior. You know what I'm saying? You can't, and that's the conversation that we talk about, right? I had one thing when I was in the deli at 2996. People came, black and white. They came with their teenage daughters and said, "Huber, you can do it. I see you trying. You getting some of it." And this is the truth. This is the truth. This is the truth. And people coming with their kids and their teenagers. This is the truth. But Doug Miller had his aspect of it. His employees called me out of my name. And that's what the most important thing when you're dealing with those type of things. The only problem I had, it was with me and the customers about my relationship at that time. It was conflict. And that's the only problem I had at that time in the conflict with those things. But you got a man that's I'm getting good customer services at Walmart. I'm doing everything. I'm helping customers out. We just having great customers. I seen something where like I'm in the deli. I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm in the deli, and I'm close by the little juice, the little produce juice, and you pick up the little things, and I sit up there. It's right by the bakery, and I say to myself, you should think before you start hiring people. And I said to myself out loud, I said that out loud. I didn't even know this customer was behind me. And she said, Hubert, you're right. Because the jealousy and the Holy Spirit that was going on, man. And like me and the lady me and the customer, we just seeing the behavior out of Doug Miller employees, the jealousy. We seeing the stupidity going on. So this is a true story. And we both looked at them, and they looking at us with the evil and jealousy on their face. And we look at me and the customer, we looking, this is a true story. God said this is a true story I give you not today. When I said that out loud, me and that customer looking at their spirit behavior. This is a true story, guys. This is a true story. And this behavior. But you think at 296 it give a person a right to call people out their name? Employees, not the customer. I had one girl say she can't stand me, but that's just the way it is. Maybe because people can't get what they want. It's so many things in that avenue why people can't stand my ass. It's just the way things is with me. I'm just how I am. I move different from others. But you got so much of situations where we are dealing with those things, and we are dealing with the consequences of racism, and dealing with the consequences of Doug McMillan employees' actions and Kroger's actions. We are dealing with those things. So when I was at 1216, and this is a true story, God said, you probably don't remember this. But when I was at 1216 and I worked in there, a woman put me in the office, Russell, and a black woman put me in the office. And people don't care. I don't really care. They black people showing they behind, and the community showing they behind. Saying something like, fuck New Orleans, you dumb and retarded, and I don't like niggas. And she worked at Amazon. She worked at Amazon. I saw it, and she didn't have nothing to say to me, man. But Amazon not like that, man. Amazon is not like that. Amazon is something different. I needed at that time, I was trying to fight with Social Security, and I'm trying to get up, and I do the best I can, where we transition into jobs, and me and a Ticket to Work program, we are working at certain things, and certain things not playing out like it's supposed to play out because of me trying to get back. It's, a lot of things was going on. I need to keep my apartment good. I was rushing the progress. He just stepped in, and I had to rush the progress. And I was trying to tell Ticket to Work program, and they lied to me, say they don't got nothing to do with it. And I'm like, hold up for a second. Give me a time. I got my own apartment. We dealing with racism here. And they lied to me twice. And we dealing with our government lying to us. Oh, Ticket to Work, all right, you just cut somebody. I'm telling you, I had somebody go up there on Walmart, and they tell Charles and the rest of the employees he can't do it with racism intent. So I had to get his. I didn't even want to go back up there the next day to 1216. And this lady called my mom, and my mom goes, I didn't want to go back. And they put me in the office the next day, and the little Mexican and the black Felicia said some racist things, man. And that's not cool, man. You did it again. That's many times. One of my managers, and that I was in the daytime. She's black. She cool. I never had a problem with her. And she's a department. She's a manager, and she's the cool black lady at 1216. She's cool as hair. And she tried to call me, and I didn't want to come back after that because she don't know what's going on. But Charles know what he did when he walked away from me. And when you got a leader of racism involved, and you got a leader, he walked away. Even he walked away when I was off the clock. When I'm trying to just talk to him about his racism and his lies and just settle it, and he walked away. And that's how racism walked away. If you see that at 1216, racism walking away from you. That's what racism does. But let me tell you something. I told the Justice Department, and I told them, if I sit at the CEO table, you're gonna have people that fall. Black people not gonna want to be a part of it. They're gonna fall. They're gonna leave because you know what, you standing with them. It's the opinion of God and what we stand for. You scared? But this man gonna lie and trying to and people still trying to. It's still a lot going on. But the thing is, what give a Social Security a right to make fun of a disability? And he did that. Man, you have so many opinions of people can what people think and not the aspect of where you're going. And those are the things that we have to understand, and not the aspect of it. So you have the aspect of it. But why else should we? When I first met Charles, I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't meet him in the office. I met him really up in orientation. And in orientation, we sit in the back room, and this is my Walmart experience. It's 5 people on the left, 5 people on the right, and I'm at the end of the table. And he at the end of the table, and he's looking at me with racism, smiling and laughing inside with racism, and you see it, and you are observing those things, and you are observing the racist man, like, but he telling everybody else what they're gonna do, giving everybody else good, like, I have good hope for you, but he got racism hope for me. Him and his black employee got racism hope for me. So when he looked me in my eyes, but he told everybody else at the table, this is what we deal with. But God said, I had one cashier, he's black, he said, Hubert. And he's coming up, and Hubert, you're going to get your time to shine one day. Not with this man in charge. Not with this black man in charge. Not with this white and black people in charge. That ain't going to happen. I'm around racism. And people are mad because how I feel. And they're going to try to stop that because they expect the narcissist in it. And how can I talk down on people? And it happened to me. It happened. And family might don't understand, but I gotta acknowledge it and move on and acknowledge it, and if I can heal it for again. To acknowledge these things. You gotta acknowledge this from racism. You gotta acknowledge this from the black employees at 12. You have to acknowledge it. And then the doctor in Dallas County, he got the nerd. Boy, look here, man. He got the nerve. That's why I really want to. And people, family trying to push you to stay. Let me tell you, God said, after you win this fight, we can't stay in the same community. We can't do the same. We can't be like that. Things are not going to happen as the same after this because of the way the community see the aspect of it. Your fight is so much greater than any of them, and they go against those fights. But right now, you can't live in this society anymore, this part of society anymore. And God tell me this. He understand the way that things are going. He understand that. He told me that, man. After you win your battle, now and this and that. So those things, we have to get the effect of those things. So we have to, hey guys, nobody should not be in a bad environment, man. Nobody should not go, one thing Social Security said, it was proud of me, but nobody should not be in a bad environment where we gotta just not feel uncomfortable. And we just got to do something different, man. And that's the difference where, come on, guys, we understand all of this. But we have to show more love for each other if we want to change everything about them. In America, let me tell you something. People only see what things that people only see things that people do will make them want to do it. And we have to show that we are different from them. But that's never going to happen because as long as people don't believe in God and believe in those things, how can we make the changes we want to make? You see what I'm saying? How can we make the changes that we want to make in life? And that's the thing is, and most, you gotta look at some people. People not gonna want change. People not gonna want change, and like the concept of it, they are not gonna want change in the things they are doing. They're not gonna. They're gonna be in their stubborn ways, and we can have that the most important thing of where we trying to go, right? They fear change. They fear it. They act like they understand it, but they fear it. I had to find out the thing about the civil rights, man. They fear. They fear everything that we do. And it's sad that, I'm gonna tell you one thing. God, God, one thing different from the president, different from everybody. God has sight. He didn't depend on the people, and that's what you gotta understand. He didn't depend on the people. It's always He has sight. He saw other human behavior. He had sight. He had those things. He has sight, and that's the thing we have to understand. God had sight. And ain't nowhere around it that you can understand him when God has sight. Right? How can you understand it and God has sight and those things are what we're trying to do? Right? But let me tell you something. The fact is, if Trump went and wrenched out in Norland, Doug Miller would still be telling, oh, I don't need you. When you push God away, I don't need you, then that's how you feel. That's how you feel. Like, that's how a man feel in corporate office. But when I sue you and these people step in, you want to act right and you want to play nice. And people want to play nice by that, man. People want to play nice by those things. And, and they want to play nice by those things. And you got people that want to play nice. You know what I'm saying? They want to play nice by it. So when you don't need me, you being a hypocrite, and the hypocrite that you are, let's give me my money then. If you being like that, if you for sure, because we have no narcissists in our America, and we are putting that in America by our own people, man. And I just told the civil rights that, and told the justice department, no, you putting it by our own people. But you the hypocrite. You don't lie on someone and say somebody stole something because you're a racist hypocrite and you put your faith in the people. They didn't need and look, let me tell you, I just went on my Twitter. I got 5 Twitters. I came up with ideas for the NFL and all of those things. All of those things. Right? And I'm on there, and I'm on Doug Miller Twitter account, and I got a lot of them. One person like my thing. And people think they got control of you. Right now, the people that's laughing and doing all of that in Dallas, they think they got control. God said, you don't got control. You don't got control of what you're doing and what you're talking about. You don't got control of it. You don't got those controls of it. So when we dealing with that kind of stuff, how can we understand it more? By him just lying to me and being dishonest, how can we understand those goals? He talk about honesty, but he don't have it. Hypocrites don't have it. Hypocrites, they talk about it, man, but the hypocrites, man. Hypocrites about what they doing. And we gotta realize the hypocrites that's going on with it. And Doug Miller a hypocrite. You gonna lie, racism gonna lie, black and white gonna lie, say I don't need your help, but all of a sudden when I take legal action and lie with racial intent, that's how you feel? When you push God away, you didn't push the American people away, you pushed God away when you did that. You pushed God away in the spirit when you did that, man. Your hatred and your lies and what you stand for. Let me tell you, in this world is about product. And anything with that, and these people making it seem, it's about product. It's about this and that. The thing is, humans don't actually have the faith that they say that they have in God, because You putting product before anything. And we know the truth that when you're putting product first, you putting food and product before God. You putting all of these things before Him. Maybe because they never seen God. That's the most important thing, where we never seen it. We never seen those things. We never seen those things. How can we understand something and we never seen those things? You're dealing with hypocrites. You dealing with hypocrites that got a behavior problem and don't know how to deal with the situation. And and don't know how to deal with it. That's the biggest problem where liars at in the situation of our democracy. They faking their love for God. And that's the definition. Walmart in business, American business, faking their love for God. And that's the way, it's the truth. It's not about having a flag up. You can have a flag up. I go to church in the city. They took the American flag down, but can still be jealous of God and still fake His love and understanding of it. And we have to understand those things with those concepts. But you talk about a racist, biased man in a corporation that didn't need my help and took my ideas with racial intent. We ain't already discussed a lot of things. Family don't want to believe, but trust me, we ain't already discussed it. But the van ideas, all of the other ideas, hypocrites. They was on my social media. They hypocrites, but they gonna lie and say they don't need my help. You got a hypocrite. You got people that want to be honest, that talk about honesty, but it's all about you selling a product. You don't care about being honest. It's about you selling a product to your customers. Oh, I don't give a damn, as long as I'm getting the food, the merchandise out there. And that matters the most. And you looking at those people that's doing it in the corporation of Walmart, and that's what they really about. Customers be after they. Some customers will be after themselves. You hear the stuff in New York, right? When the Walmart closed down, I don't believe it closed down, but you hear the stuff in New York, right? Where the Walmart, where we gonna go at? But when you have bad customer service, and when you're dealing with performance issues, when that goes for customers looking after themselves and not worry about what another customer's going through. Come on, we all go through it in life. Come on, we all go through it, guys. But you know what I stopped doing? I stopped going to Walmart. If I got a problem with them, I'm going straight to the Justice Department on the civil rights. I went to the Washington Consumer, and they told me to message the Justice Department about the situation and the Social Security situation. But I'm not calling the 1-800 number on that because the behavior is getting worse at the call center. They want to hang up in your face and don't want to listen to you, but they want to hang up. Go ahead with that. I know what Miss Lee, I'm going to tell you something. Miss Lee said, don't come in with your problems. But why you standing with racism? It feel like when she said that and the rest of them, oh, we can't help. You coming with racism. You with Social Security. And you are coming at with racism. Let's talk about these things. Let's talk about people actions and words. I told Joe Biden I wasn't that clear to run around anything with him. I told the Justice Department, I told Joe Biden, I told Trump, hey, Trump was not listening to me a little bit more. But I was straight up front with him about what Miss Lee and them said. And the call center, that's racism. But when election time comes, you hit a community out. You're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. But let me tell you something. People would get mad at me because if God want to invest in me and my black people lying with racial intent, what that is, don't move away from me then if you don't believe in God. If you question that. If you question the ability of those things. You question the ability of the thing. But our black people talk down on us. At the CPS office, he said, if I don't support you, where could you feel as a black person all those things? But if our black people gonna talk down on our black people, how can we understand those moments? You know what I'm saying? How can we understand those things or those moments? So those are the things that we have to expect out of life and expect these things. But how can we still, the potential of what we are talking about is going on? Let me tell you something. When I worked at Walmart, I'm going to tell you my first thing was, they tried to make me make a bell. It took me 3 times. Grid used to laugh at me. I didn't even have a license to work that electric pallet jack. But he said, Hugh, now put this fake badge on. A Walmart corporation want to be, and man, he's like, let's put this fake badge on and this vest on. And ever since then, that electric pallet jack, every time, he taught me how to, and I know how to work it now. Without doing the CBLs on it, I know how to work it by hand. I know how to work it. I know how to work those things. But when you got people, Grizz took me. Grizz was so most different from everybody in that business. He was so much different, and we talking about one person that stood out from the rest. One person that stood out from everybody at the night shift and managers. Grizz stood out. His leadership stood out different. And I think if you want to be around somebody, you want to be around Grizz because he don't criticize. He find things, and he didn't have to help me. Charles didn't tell him that. He could have did things and said, Hubert, I need you to help me with this. I'm gonna show you how to do this. Grizz didn't have to do none of those things. But you're talking about the leadership of Grizz and what he carried. And Grizz said, Hubert, I've been working here for 40 years. Look what they give me, this 50 cents. I said, damn, Grizz, you've been here all those years. And they don't appreciate you, and they all you give you 50 cents every damn time. So we are dealing with those concept of those things. People are lying. So the definition of it. One thing, man. Look, people don't know how to treat you, and that's the point of being in this situation. But when I'm coming in, and like when I was talking to customer, me and this guy Billy, he met. He's a marketing manager in Carrollton, Texas, and he had me read like 3 books. My name is Hubert. How about you? Hubert. He had me. Read 3 books, and but it talk about Social Security, talk about the marketing crash, and how long Social Security. But he also the most conversation that I had with him. We sat in Starbucks, and had a little behavior going on with the customers. He can feel uncomfortable with those things, and had a little behavior going on with the customers. But he said, Hubert, when Get Money Start the Way, Hubert F. Baby, Hubert Jr. Seller, Baby Legend, go to Little Diamond, Mirza Catholic 123. But those things, that's just to figure out my music, to get with the things that we're doing. But let me tell you what the deal is with that understanding of those things. He said, Hubert, every time somebody tell you can't do it, you go against the grain, because I refuse to let people push me and tell me what I can't do. And racism, or not just spend that quality time and not serve. And this is why if I'm at the CEO table, and I don't know, hey, God said we can only dream. We each company around every Walmart, we're gonna pay get 30 for each people, hire 100 employees. We're gonna get them the most thing I had a problem with where Nash and Neo, they don't want to help with nothing. I can get most of the CBL. I did CBL before. But let's hire about 100 people from each store to help people out from each store to help disability out with CBLs. Come at a certain time when other people come in. Let's not judge and understand how we can work with each other. But if Doug McMillan and his family not willing to work and they lied and not willing to work on things, how can we understand it? So how can we understand it today? Today at Walmart, how can we understand it? Right? How can we understand those formats and those situations? How can we understand those things? So how can we So how can we understand those things and get the platforms of it? But you got people that's being hypocrite. Nobody can test the ability of anybody. I went on YouTube and I saw the disabilities. I saw it from Texas, Kroger's, and I saw it from different states in marketing. And I realized the concept of me, my person, even in Arabian and Aladdin, I realized the challenges that people face today in Arabian and all of the countries. And by me observing the challenges that all of the countries have around the world, my name is Hubert, and watching the videos, yeah, Hubert, how about you? And me observing and doing those things, even in Arabian, Aladdin, and Afghanistan, all of the children, Russia, we all have challenges, the problem around the world. But it's how we can get better at those things. It's how we can get better at those things and how we need to do. And the main thing with me, it's like I went to summer school and I didn't even have to go to summer school. Like these things that I was doing with friends, don't a teacher put some work in front of me. And I still will help out. These are the things that we go to keep our mind busy. So now the things are those things. My name is Hubert. Yeah, so those things are what those things. So we are getting, and you got them line talking about you gonna still have a position, but no, this is gonna change the foreplay. I'm not even worried about hip hop. I'm not worried about them right now. This has nothing to do with them. I have other affairs to handle, and it's nothing to do with the lies going on in Dallas, Texas. They can really kiss it. That they can really do right now. Me, Social Security, Yellow Breeze, and them can really kick it. And the rest of them, you can kick it. And Yellow Breeze, you're thinking, oh, the chosen, I got a motive. Nigga, you going to be right in the motive and be put to death with your motive. You going to be put right to death with your motive. I'm telling what he going to do. I'm plotting and think he can get away. I told you, him and Boosie. Terrorism and plotting with racial intent. Hey, I messed with that civil rights. Say, oh, you have no regrets, right? Hey, now tell the civil rights and the Justice Department that when you teaming up with little Boosie and y'all did what y'all did, man. Let's tell them that. Let's tell them that, man. We can't worry about this man. We can't worry about him, man. We can't worry about those things, bro. We can't worry about him. Look, a man that care about himself and don't care about God and his people and God. Let me tell you something. Boosie just tackled the streets. That's all he focused on. That's all the concept of this man mentality is. That's all he focused on. But you, to be a leader and a boss, you have to be able to focus on a lot more. Not just putting your merchandise in there. He cared about merchandise, not just putting. Other artists can come up with chips and come up with all of that stuff. But if we can't talk about the topics that in our economy and our society, I was on the other Walmart CEO's pages, and and he talked about attacking the issues. And Walmart, they play a big thing in pollution. They help things out, and I'm up there just listening to what he had to say, and he's talking to people on the other Walmart CEO page, and to attack the issues that we have going on in our country. I think we need to listen to each other more, but other people in this world are not going to listen. They're just going to go off the dome without any understanding of those things. You have those things. You having those things and what those moments is. This man just focus on that. But a real leader, if you're a businessman and you're a businessman and you get money, a real thing, he have to attack everything. I was in Garland at the hotel in 2019. I was telling us black owning people in Dallas over there in Garland at the hotel, and that's on Walmart's, man. But you got to screen your business up to have these things. And some people that don't want to get it right. They don't want to get things right. They don't want to get things right in life. See, me since when I was a kid, even when I was down here, I was always able to get it right. And you make a mistake, you learn from those mistakes. You got to understand those things. We are dealing with those things. This man just focus on that, and then he don't ask him about anything else. That's a man that's say he's a business, he getting money, but he can't focus. You got Master P chips and all of their chips in there, but it's not just about that. But if you don't know how to talk about the marketing strategy, I'm gonna tell you something. Worst thing I had to sit up there, I can understand what Miss Melanie at U-Haul was doing, the marketing thing. But I'm like, so y'all got damn too much on y'all hands. And I know what they was talking about. I was kidding, and I'm like, hold up right fast. Hold up. Nah, I'm like, God damn these numbers. And I'm sitting up there watching them do the numbers. They're like, I'm good at math. I love math. I can do math and things. Everybody got their own ways of doing things. So I love math and the marketing numbers that you, I see y'all, oh, God damn. I'm like, damn, it's man, like literally. I was like, literally, man, look, I'm just sitting there. I'm just observing and sitting there just watching and learning. But I'm like, God damn, I'm like, you really got a lot on your plate. So you have to be able to talk about these things in the format plan. But that they're not able to talk about it, how can we understand it? Right?
That's why they always have to gang up against you.
Those are the things that we have to understand. Right?
For 2 times less gum harm.
this man is a hypocrite at the end of the day. But you don't. This man don't know. Look. He been making money since 7. Look, baby, you can't even walk. Your dad been giving you money. I couldn't even walk when I was 7 or 6, 5 years old. That was that simple. I couldn't even walk. Look. Boy, look, I know look. Baby, in New Orleans, we used to have to be inside before the street light. And they tell us, everybody used to make fun of us on the West Bank and say, roll call, when they used to have to be inside early. They say, roll call, or your family, and everybody thought that was funny. Oh, you got to go inside early, huh? When everybody got to be inside, like, people think, oh, he got roll call, he got to go inside early. Everybody thought that was funny back in, yeah, the most word that we use, and I got on here before, think that, know that, like that, risk that. In New Orleans, think that, know that, wish that, like that, know that. That's the word that we use. That, yeah, yeah, man. Hey, I was like, man, look here, man, look here, man. Those things, man. Like, look. Man, I was like, hold up for a second. But you dealing with those type of things, and when we dealing with society, you get me? But I gotta believe in here. If we're gonna talk, we gotta talk about the same topic, guy. When I do verses on here with people, I sometimes I don't get the same topic as we talk about. Everybody want to do verses with me, but we can't talk about the same thing. Or somebody distract me to not talk about the topic that I want. Hey, how you doing? So it's very hard for me to talk about these things. So we guys, man, I had this lady in produce told me, Hubert, we all learning our different, and I still go into 1216 and see if she's there, right? And she don't be there. But one thing I hate when I work at Walmart, negativity. I'm at 2996 and I'm working, and the guy said they have to start getting rid of people in produce. And I say, they ain't gonna get rid of me. He said, how you think that? You'll see. I'm like, what the hell? If I'm here every day, I told him, I said, how you think that? I'm here every day. Why they gonna get rid of? I say, hold up for a second. We'll see. I say, what's going on? Hey, I guess him and the other employees really showed their true colors, huh? They got what they wanted, right? They was acting a fool when they don't pay me enough to do anything. To pay all this. They was really acting a fool. Then when I come back to work, they got me with, oh, you still come back to work after you got rid? I'm gonna show you. Hey, you really got some problems, huh? I say, hey, look, there's a lot of negativity. The people that you think managers, they have negativity, but they're in a position to get a higher dollar. And you can't let them stop it, because they're gonna be the same one in your ear telling you this, but they the one that got the negativity. You know what I'm saying? They the one that got the negativity in them. And you gonna walk with some manager that got some negativity, man. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you that. I'm gonna tell you that. I had to walk away from people, man. Like, walk away, because when you're a managers, they can affect your growth, and you can't allow those things to happen. It's not about your performance. Your performance can be okay, but their behavior is another thing. And people gotta understand it. Get money style the way Hubert up, baby. Hubert Junior Sellers, Hubert the Third, baby legend. It's not about, yeah. So It's really not. You can do good performance, but their behavior can stop you, and that's the most thing where people don't see those things at. So when you and that's the truth, guys. That's the honest truth. It sometimes it's not always about the performance. It's about the behavior of others of thinking of you. And that can cause you can come to work every day and not miss no days in particular, but certain individuals with their behavior. So it's just the understanding of those things, right? It's the understanding of the concept of those things right there. Now I'm gonna tell you one thing. I had to deal with Steve. I'm gonna tell you, Steve. All right, and we gonna talk about the racism with him. All right, I go get a pallet about my second, third week meeting this guy, right? And I go get a pallet. It's some new merchandise, right? It's this new merchandise. And let me tell you, this is a true story. I go get merchandise, and he told me, Hubert, I want you to set this up. I set it up, and he laughed, and then he took it down and then did it the same way. I say, which way that's different from me? It's the same thing with Yvonne, right? It's something when Jessica see you zone, right? But Jessica didn't laugh at that moment. She took a picture of it. But Yvonne, the behavior from her, you got behaviors from people, man. Like you got racial behavior, but people want you to live like this in this format. But you're talking about hypocrites. But when Jessica saw me zone, she just took a picture and smiled and just did what she did. And she just took a picture. But you have lying situations. And that's the participating in it. So when you're dealing with that situation and you're dealing with Jeff and all of those things, that man is a racist biased man, guys. He have a problem. He drive his Hummer, but Jeff is the most racist. Hey, have you ever got it? And I'm not talking down on a person, but this is my aspect of dealing with a manager that like to stand for their and this is a I told them they detect our kind, man, and I told them on there like Lil Wayne said on there they detect our kind, but it seemed like the streets detect our kind too, and hip hop don't want us, man. They don't want God there. It seemed like they don't want God there. They don't want God and His children there. It seemed like that. You see, hey, God, hey, we got it going on, right? Hip hop don't want us, right? Get money style the way Hubert Jr. sell a Hubert up, baby. They don't want us there. They detect our kind. Amen to me. That's why I told you, like, squad up. I think that was on a squad up 4. I just murdered this shit. I had to shine. I was too quick to work up in a pickup line. But I stayed at home bagging up. And every time they came to get mines, Lil Wayne said, I can't do it anymore, man. It is those aspect of things. That man didn't want to hear nothing I had to say, bro. It's all of a sudden when business, and I told the justice, all of a sudden when people come and step in, they want to behave right. That's the saddest thing that's going on with this situation. And I told Joe Biden that they want to behave, now they want to hear me out. Now they want to hear me out. That's the situation. When Trump and Joe Biden step in, now they want to play all Mr. Nice and behave themselves. He's a hypocrite, man. This man is a hypocrite. Doug McMillan, his corporate office, is a hypocrite. If Trump, and this is the truth, if Trump wouldn't have stepped in and other people, this man was still, and he's lying now. Don't fake your love for God. Don't lie to God. I told him, you faking your love. Don't lie to me. God said, I see between your lies. Even if I'm going to tell you, if I ever get to step at Walmart Corporation, me and God going to see the spirit. If I ever get to step at Walmart Corporation, I'm gonna tell you, I know what I'm gonna see you. I'm gonna know your mindset and your spirit. I'm gonna be able to to see what I know and I observe. Trust me, to know that I observe. You don't. Hey, you don't want me to step in there. I see your spirit. I see your mindset and your spirit. They don't want me to step in there. I tell you right now what you're gonna catch. I'm gonna be out there, but don't say me crazy because I believe in God though. Don't do that, man. My faith in God. Don't know. You know, Digimon was my favorite cartoon growing up. Digimon was you talking about with the dinosaur, the little kid with the I love Digimon. Oh yeah, I used to have my Digimon device. My today, my son today, I tell him I was an Arthur fan. He I don't know, you know you was. I said, yes, son, you don't know me when I was a kid. He gonna tell me I'm not an Arthur fan. I'm not a DW. I said, I was an Arthur fan. I used to watch DW, busting them. Yeah, and he used to. I'm like, hold up, you 5 years old and you telling me that I ain't an Arthur fan, man. I said, I used to be a Sesame Cookie Monster is my favorite character on Sesame Street. Oh. And he used to tell me, no. I said, how you know? We all growed up watching Bernie and stuff and all the rest of those things, right? We all growed up watching Bernie. And we have to understand when we all growed up watching Bernie and those four plants and those things that we all growed up on that. I love you, you love me. Yeah, you know what? We all growed up on that. Bernie was a home house. He taught people how to love and understanding these things. Now my little son is this smart. He got his little tablet. He be doing these things, and I be like, they be having these things, and I be like these little animated cartoon things, and he be having me watching. I say, it makes him happy. These little things, and I see what makes him happy, man. And you know, I was just gonna tell my mom the other day, when my son complained about not putting mustard and ketchup on his corn dog. Dad, didn't I tell you I don't want that? I used to complain about my mama not giving me shoes right away. Or something I don't like. I don't like a piece of paper. And I say, Lord, now I know how my mama feel when I didn't want to eat something and I didn't want this on my hot dog and want this on my thing. Now I want this on my corn dog. Then I told you, no, don't put that on that. Like, hold up, you just can't eat that, boy. You just can't eat that. I was like, hold up for a second. You just can't eat that at all. Man, this man, I was like, this man really, this man really, I say, Hubert, you are something. You are something. I say, I can't deal with it. Hey, they don't want me to have a girl. I'm gonna tell you that. I feel sorry for the. Hey, my girl gonna have an electric gun for y'all little asses, man. You boys, they don't want me to have a girl. They be sorry and have that electric gun zoom your ass. I don't know, just zoom. You don't want me to have that joy you get. Hey, I feel sorry for him. I'm telling them right now. I actually feel sorry for him. Yeah, she'll be tough and she'll electrocute you. You don't have to do violence, but if you come at that, get that sting gun for you, start electrocuting you, boy. Start electrocuting your behind. Yeah, man. Yeah. So that's the really thing about that situation, man. Mm, I had to tell my son, look, he want to run out with the store and tell my mom. I said, son, we are not walking out here. Hey, you ever heard of a 4-year-old going to jail? Say he can't go to jail. He's 4 years old. he, he can't go to jail. I watching a TikTok video with a little kid, a police officer from the community, um, started chasing after the 6-year-old, 5-year-old little white girl, and it was so funny. And she got another little car, and the cops started chasing her. Oh man, the cops started chasing. It was just because you don't know what they might be. One might be a police officer. They might want to be a lawyer. They might want to be a judge. They might want to be a doctor. They might. It's so many things they want. Kids that want to be. I asked my kid, "What you thinking in your head?" He don't know. He don't know. He's 5 years old. I gotta wait till he get a little older. What you want to do in life? Because I was in this age. I know what I wanted. Like when I was 5, I already like certain things I just like wanted to do and I wanted to be at that, and I already know what I had in my head. So how can we understand those things, right? Hey, that's it. Yes, I was screening her, but that's the hard things of those things, right? Boy, look. Every time I used to tell my mama crap behind my mom about a pair of New Balance. I was a New Balance fan. And I get mad at her about my New Balance, not having my shoes or something before school. I love New Balance. My brother used to wear the Felines in Carrollton, Texas. But you're going to catch me with New Balance all while my brother wear Nikes. Yeah, man. Wear Nikes. I love, man, I didn't have almost every pair of New Balance that you can think of. I was like, hold up, hold up. We got to switch it up more. We got to understand it more, right? So those are the things that we have to understand in those foreplans. Yeah, so those are the things of what we are doing and how the concept of it. Guys, I still got a lot to do. I'm gonna tell you what I like about Amazon. And I'm gonna tell you, it doesn't matter. I have problems with my tail gun every day, but they steady help me with it. And I respect them to the fullest. The Amazon and Irvin, thank them for every day. I didn't know how to work that motherfucker that much. But every time I needed help logging in, they just get money start the way Hugh Bell, baby Hugh drink. They was really being a team player. They were just really, really been. I just had job problems getting around and things, and me going through with Social Security. It was a lot of stuff going on at that time. It was a lot going on at that time. Yeah, man. Amazon I was getting treated fair. The employees, we sat out there in Irving every time in 2018. It was it was really comfortable for me. It was really comfortable. I felt really comfortable, man. We sat out in the cold, man. There's one girl in Irving. It was really like really comfortable for me, man. Like really. And we just talked, man, and that was the most goodest thing about that, man. I love Amazon Prime, they really are just something. You got to give it to them. You got to give it to Irvin Amazon, and just joking and sitting there there's a lot of memories I have with them just sitting there. And sometimes I don't even scan all of the merchant. We have to go over, and somebody have to go over it with me, and that's the part of being a team player. Some of the time, but I still ended up with an Amazon shirt. I still got an Amazon shirt for being a team player. Yeah, man. Yeah. That's the way things is all about team, man. I always believed in. And let me tell you something, man. I didn't have some good moments, man. especially me and Chris. I done had some good moments with some people. And those things matter the most in life. And when people don't think about the good things they have, where you would go? You let pain get in the way of your progress. You're gonna think on it sometime, but that's still you need to keep the good memories in your head. You still need to do that. Don't let pain, don't let anything hit you. Don't let that let the goodness, let the good times that you have overrule the pain. And that's what we gotta understand. Block everything out. I got my mama said she bought me another remote, man. I'm missing my volleyball thing is my remote. My son lost my cable remote. I can't keep blaming, but he don't want to have you give a kid a remote and they don't know where they put it at. How I put it, yeah. You give them a remote, yeah. Like you give them a remote, like and he lost it. Then I had to look. Yeah, man. I can't even. I can't. I'm watching Samsung. Got my Samsung, but I can watch the different TV. But it ain't nothing when I can go on the four screens and watch the cable and watch the sports channel if it's tennis. I remember growing up in Carrollton, Texas, in my Carroll with me and Sabine and them going there when I was living on that side towards Farmers Branch. And this girl gonna say something about, oh, he loved women's sports because he trying to be. No, I grew up watching Spanish, a girl that went to Turner and Perry playing tennis in my community. I grew up watching girls, and like I was the girl with the glasses. One of the, I grew up in Carrollton watching girls playing tennis, and I would watch her play tennis. Like one of the people I talked to in Carrollton, I watched one of my friends. I grew up on in Carrollton, Texas, play tennis. I grew up around girls playing sports. I used to go to Perry games like in Newman's. That what the hell going on? I'm like, go ahead with that. When you girl, you got some infatuation with something. Even when I was not in school, like you go to the tennis court and I see one of my Spanish friends over there. She go with a pair, went to Turner after she graduated. Paris, she went to Turner, and over there in Carrollton with Albert and them and the rest of them play tennis. And I always watch women play. And she gonna talk about that. I said, girl, you need to go ahead. I always been watching women play sports. They ain't never stop, man. You know, one thing I haven't watched the Hocus Pocus 2 yet. Is it good, guys? Is it good like the first one? I think they should have had the same cast members in there, man. I'm mad. I'm mad because of I want to show that they have kids. You know, it's something. If they're gonna do another Friends season, and they only do a reboot, I would like to see Friends having kids. They just having a good time. If they do it, but they can't do. I was mad at my one of my actors off of Friends died, but we can't show that we can. It's good to see Roseanne. Roseanne, I'm a big Roseanne Beck. What's her name? She's my favorite actor on there. I love her to death. She just cute. I had a crush. She was my crush on Roseanne. That was my crush. I think Darlene, yeah, yeah. What's her name? I got her on top. Darlene, one of them. Hold up, I gotta make sure I got the characters right. I gotta make sure I got the characters right. Hold up, right fast. Hold up. I gotta make sure I got Darlene off of Roseanne. Darlene off of Roseanne. Darlene off of Roseanne picture. Oh man, look, she was my crush. Y'all all know. Y'all all know. Y'all all know. She was my crush, and she just even more beautiful. I don't think nothing changed about her. You can't let camera get in the way of what you see in the presence of you. You can't let the cameras get in the way of what you see in the presence. Because when you get in front of somebody, you're going to see nothing but beauty. But I didn't like the way they took the character when the daughter got the Darlene daughter kid got out of hand. And Roseanne wouldn't have let that happen if she was in the show. I was so the little girl. I was so disappointed in that because that wouldn't have happened. And you know what I'm saying? And it's something how Roseanne carried herself, and the grandpa didn't say nothing. And I was like, "Oh, this is not the show that I growed up on." Because they tell him, "Go to your woman, you punish her." She'll say something and speak up. And that's not the show that I grew up. This is not the discipline that the show that I grew up on. And Darlene used to always pick with her brother. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see that out the characters now when you know what I'm saying? Um but that's not what I see now. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't watch the show. I didn't like that. I really didn't like it. I really didn't like it. I really didn't like how it was because that never would happen. If Roseanne was on that show, she would have stepped in and told her granddaughter. Now, I don't think I wouldn't have liked it that. I'm just telling that's not how it is. And he always, you know, I didn't like the concept of what of was it because that's not what the Roseanne is about. That's not